Alright guys, so today we're going to be playing a game called HARAM. As you can see on this page, it says it's a short narrative walking simulator inspired by the photography of Serrano. There's a content warning here. Mild depictions of guts, gore, insects, animal cruelty, fecal matter, vomit, and possibly other corporeal fluids. That's how you say that, right? They also feature content that some consider blasphemous. So yeah, I did a quick search of that photographer, and the images are somewhat similar. There's a lot of this stuff going on. So let's do this. It should be interesting. So Steph Pinto and Penguin Games presents this game. Yeah, ignore that. Sorry. I just knocked over a bottle of pills. Luckily the cap was on. Wow. I'm off to a good start. Welcome to the Church of Adam's Rib. We've been expecting you, though perhaps it's more fitting to say you've expected us. The intersection is long overdue. I must say, I'm surprised your lust for punishment is not yet expired. There's a hunger you possess, burning a hole in your gut, teeth, spittle, stomach, begging to be put to work, the most castrated hound in the kennel, but a dog all the same. We can hear the squeals. Please step forward and traverse the doorway between God's legs. She has many things to bear, and we've only begun to skin the frame. Oh no. Pray. Was that confetti? Or maybe meat, I'm not sure. The chicken tree. Alright. By the way, I probably won't do a lot of talking during this game, minus reading the dialogue, because I don't think I really need to. I'll let the game speak for itself, and I have a sore throat. So, 2 reasons. To begin, let us discuss what brought you crawling to us. Your flesh and spirit have grown galaxies apart. The body yearns for salvation through a language alien to the mind. For too long, you've shackled yourself to the divine laws of man, a role you have not and will not ever be capable of fulfilling. You crave something simultaneously far less and far greater. Okay. Oh. We just went off the edge. Several seem content to bleed their lashings dry out of faith, scrambling for the top, broken knuckles pointed to the skies. Not you, though. You've always had poor posture. You belong right at the bottom, free of purpose, guilt, rule. You wish God hated you. You want nothing more than to be disregarded as the sack of cartilage you are. I feel like we're on a conveyor belt, which we might be. Kind of appropriate for all these animals. Kind of a slaughterhouse type thing. Going off again? Oh, okay. The chicken is a rare occurrence in which the organism is far less than the sum of its parts. As a living thing, organs and science in tandem, it's as insignificant as ants crawling on the face of the moon. Conversely, when fractioned and reduced to a bloody tenth of itself, the chicken's existence grows far more revered, albeit under different names: breast, leg, gizzard. The chicken's highest honor is when it ceases to be a chicken any longer, it seems. You covet this luxury to abstain from being stripped of all that is you in her image, willingly inadequate in spite of all she has gifted to you. Approach as we begin to boil you down to your most basic honest elements. Meat. Oh, here's the meat. Do we get to eat a piece? Oh. Ingest. Here comes the confetti. Cold fish. That's a good Queen Adrena song. Not a lot of people know of that band. Pretty good. The singer is the ex-singer of Daisy Chainsaw from back in the day. Anyway, before me I witness an orphan pretending they're not dead, adrift in a black ocean. My sweet Ishmael? I'm not familiar with a lot of biblical terms, I'm sorry. Baptized in fish oil, anointed by the sea foam, cradled by the safety of the shore you washed upon. I have to turn this down a little. Nice maggots, by the way. To be the scales and guts that once occupied these waters, shitting, pissing, impregnating the aqueous womb that's enveloped them from the row. What a waste to be born shackled to the sea, the embrace of solid ground, forever out of reach. That is, until the tides strangle the air from their lungs and spit them out to the sands. Then, and only then, is land obtainable to the fish. Okay. Seagulls. I hate them. Not really. But about a week ago, we had a seagull take out a power line and downed a huge portion of our town. Consider the plight of the octopus for a moment. In ancient myth, it is said our universe is merely a shard of a more ancient one that died long ago. The sole remnant of that time, our only link to said past, is supposedly the octopus. Wonder why that is. Do you believe them to be a sort of cosmic seer? A chosen people meant to guide us through existence. Right. Invisible wall. What if perhaps it is God's failure? A souvenir of a world she couldn't bear to part with. Regardless, for all the poetics, it's quite a sad tale. Everything you once knew dying behind you as you awake in someone else's dream. A stranger in a strange land, armed with 8 appendages and a racking question. Was this a design born of love or one of hate? For the results are ultimately the same. Yeah. You waded through a valley of 1,000 dead gods, countless vessels convinced of their claim to the seas, each with a unique brand of naivety. Ripping each other apart till the waters bleed red, but nevertheless united in death on the shoreline. What gives you the impression you'll be any different? Who bequeathed you such misplaced faith within you? I can hear her whistling. It's an ill wind, but it's all in your sails. Where will you choose to steer your ship? Alright. Drown. So I hope I'm not missing anything when I'm going through this game. I'm focusing so much on the reading. Indian Summer. That I'm still trying to look around at everything around me. Uh-oh. I think we have some pigs to kill. I'm not sure what this is about. Oh no, I think I skipped a piece of dialogue. I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe not. Summer in the suburbs, a sweltering pit of cold sweats and Ritalin. The tar on the street bubbles. Every home a mason jar coated thick with lard. Parboiling its hosts out of their syrup-induced comas. There's no need to fear. Packed in the trap like dead lobsters, braided in a filthy, haziest fatigue. From afar, this shithole in paradise are dead ringers, but peer through the cracks for a moment. The floorboards are rotten, the trees are sick, the soil is barren. The sun's relentless divine, light more mockery than warmth. It's toxic, chocolate in a dog's stomach. The cancer needs removing. There are 3 little piggies who have festered in this wound for far too long. Bring the excision of them, so what it means to play the role of butcher, turn their cattles into tombs. Alright. Now we're gonna kill some piggies. It said 3, so maybe there's 3 main ones. There's 3 houses. So perhaps we go in the house. Each house. Okay, can't go in there. Let's go around. This is really dark and bleak. It's interesting. Nice. Oh yes, here's a mother piggy. Not necessarily a mother, but if it wasn't a 12 gauge, it'd probably be something else that ate that hog alive before long. Even now, this house wasn't sheltered so much as swallowing it. Not much else to do, but rot when your home doubles as an asylum. Give some creatures a disease and they'll gladly let it spread. Okay. Not sure how far we can shoot. Damn. Rest in peace. Wow, there's a lot of detail going on in this game. It's really quite amazing. Especially for a free game on itch.io? Damn. Bled with the practiced ease of an old surgeon. That's one less lung sucking the miasma out of this compound. Good riddance. A house is only a haven as long as you are wanted. Sorry, I get tongue-tied. So, we have one more house. Is it this one, or have I already been in here? No, I think we're going over here, actually. How does it feel to put your miserable flesh to use, to cast off the bondage you dangle from like a pliant marionette? It's okay to feel remorseful or remorseless. Either way, it makes you just as compellingly disgusting in my eyes. Alright, I don't think that little shed over here was there before. All of life is but a moment for the grave, so really your acts are more of an accelerant than transgression. In destroying God's creation, you've crafted the greatest tribute to her. You're sending these poor swine directly to the essence, freeing them from a world occupied through absence of choice, each day more insufferable than the last. Suffering is a waste, if not relished, and God has much room where these hams are headed. It's crowded down here. but there's just a bit more space now for all of that is awful for the likes of you. Plead. Good God. Yeah, I said it. Jesus. Gamora. Ew. It's very disgusting, actually. And that's more like it. An empire of dung. Sick and swollen, riddled with disease and larvae of all strain. It's about time you were given a nest to cake your wretched body. You're deserving of nothing but shit. You are shit, less even, but that's the best part. You stand so far below rock bottom and still heaven is beneath you. At the bidding of the pests and circle these mounds, you hold the claim to eternal life. You can be birthed 1,000 times, die 1,000 deaths, each more miserable than the last. God's great gift cheapened through the very nature she is woven. You inhabit the shit they ingest. You swim in the vomit they expel. You linger in the waste they discard. You inhabit the shit they ingest. And it goes over and over again. It's an endless cycle. It's a tad hypocritical in spite of the worship. Man appears hell-bent on defying God at every opportunity. You've conquered space and time, bent the planet to your will, nurtured its life, sacrificed it, usually the latter. If you ask me, man has become their own god of sorts, albeit with one fatal flaw. Pierce the sky, split the sea, carve the earth all you want. At the end of the day, man has a duty to die. Your makeshift deification shall always dim at the behest of the biology thrust upon you. Sounds exhausting, does it not? All that strife just to end up at square one again? Returning to what you were before you were? May as well settle for worm food. There's a freedom to be had in admitting that there's no going up. You know that all too well. An evening redness in the west. Oh. What is happening here? Okay. I now present you the blasted lands, unbroken by even God herself. To flourish here is to blaspheme? The soil is barren, its heavy breasts heaving with rancid milk. The unholy marriage of dust and ash, a permanent fixture since before she last visited, have blackened the skies, leaving only the most stalwart of weeds and a dryness so severe you could crack stone. Nothing acts with great haste in the desert, save for death. Here time stretches till its math is obsolete. Were it prohibited, I'd imagine these trees would grow downwards in hopes of sprouting somewhere else. Anywhere but here. When God made the world, she would have worn gloves. Give in and give up. Let these harsh winds flay your flesh till your bones are splintered. Seek congregation with the birds of prey and assume their perch. Should come naturally. You're a jackal after all. You've never had a problem living off of scraps. Okay, look to the sky and follow the buzzards. Yeah, there they are. They're over there. Over yonder. Oh. Jeez. Right. Offer yourself up as a sacrifice, and lay claim to your dusty clay throne. Your skull shall be crowned, not with jewels or even thorns, but a wake of black buzzards. Oh, now we're moving the right side. Of course, I do not refer to human sacrifice. The course of action tends to favor the holding the blade, not so much the throat pressed to it. It will slash and cauterize the few remaining tethers through human nature, or whatever appears to be human. You'll no longer be a person, but a body-shaped beast, dining in this wasteland as a newly sworn predator. There's a pig up ahead. Have I gone too far? Driven by thirst and craving, you will be piloted not by the pulsating mass in your ribcage, but the fire coursing through your spidery veins. Deprive and dismiss yourself of the domineering needs. Submit to the hatred of this Martian landscape and contort yourself out of your wax frame. Much like the beach we trudged through, the Dust Bowl is sowed with the gore and entrails of countless hunts and cessations. In this godless plain of crimson winds, the truest form of divination lies. Whether tailing or tailed, stalking or stalked, the struggle for one's life or the termination of another is the ultimate test of will. Binding oneself to the birthright of flesh and blood, living, killing, and dying. This is the truest fulfillment, for existence is war. War with nature, war with oneself, war with God. Am I at the place? Oh, did I pass it by? Okay. I think I did. I was too busy reading to see where I was going. And regardless of the blood spilt, all that remains duly crumbles into filth and is blown away by the same gusts that carried them forth. Child of God. Oh. What is that? Pumping hearts, I think. The Lamb of God, a babe cursed to answer for man's hideous disfigurements, exiting the life the way it entered, naked and afraid, save for its red-soaked fleece. Collect. I can't speak with certitude, as its fortune was decided long before it, or even its mother tumbled out of the womb. But a shred of me sees parallel between you and the feeble beast. If given a choice, mayhap, the ability to sever divine ties, the lamb would jump at the first opportunity to be nothing but a sheep's humble spawn. What is that? Eat a collect. Okay. Not only is the cross upside down, the entire church is. Oh no, what is this? Oh. Yeah, I can see why there was a trigger warning. It's a little dark. Frolicking in the fields, suckling from the teat, amounting to little beyond slow roasted shank or gyro filling, a quick and merciful demise, once the curved blade cuts. Instead, it is thrown to the lions and picked clean from its bones, eaten alive by the same maws that no sooner sing its praise before returning for seconds. Poor thing should have just been laid out to pasture. There's nothing to save in man. What is that? It looks like a card. Okay. Oh, are we putting a puzzle together here? To go... Oh, it went in the hand. Okay. What a lamb fetus? Oh. Alright. What did that do? Oh. The door. Join the hallway of meat. So there are some pretty interesting themes going on here. It's almost all about how animals are meat. Blood on the ice shelf? Is that what it said? Well, animals have become basically just meat for people. Unfortunately for them. What am I doing? It's beautiful, one of God's fleeting masterpieces. I routinely hear that the world's getting warmer. However, its tenants seem to be going the opposite direction. The ice is thin, the water is high, and the snow is tinged with plasma more often than not. Even a land so sterile and remote as this is not admitted of your stain. What is without your knowledge is without your consent. What is never defiled by your hand never truly was. You labor with the efficiency of a flea. In a past life, God employed a flood to compensate for her faults. Evidently, one wasn't enough. Seeing your kind took it upon themselves to inflict another. Calculated? Wouldn't it be too quick to flatter? But either way, intentional or not, the steps that brought forth this dilemma almost validate its intrusion, and with that, God's greatest leverage is taken from her. Man is no longer sent to hell. Hell is sent from man. It's all around, and it's hot. Still, no news on heaven, though. The sky is an excellent place to hide. Yeah. God's got the whole world in her hands. Her palms are cold, and her grip is buttered. Pork belly. Okay. Wow. Hello. I'd imagine you're familiar with the fervent omnivorous appetite of the pig. If presented, the pig will gladly consume any and all forms of chow in a horrifically indiscriminate fashion. Unsurprisingly, this extends to the taste for flesh. This is true. I think pigs will eat anything. And I think they've been known to devour like an entire human pretty quick. Especially a group of pigs. A hungry pig can render a man's corpse into a hearty meal, and a tooth-laced fecal mound. The plight and condition of the meal in question makes no difference. For all the purpose and duty man loves to instill in himself, he might as well be a mad cow when shuffling through a pig's innards. He is sustenance and a bowel movement, nothing else. Naturally, pork itself is not exempt from this diet. Give a pig bacon, ham, even a piglet, and it will savor every last bite. Grisly, perhaps, but for the likes of you, probably commendable. See, unintentionally, perhaps, the pig has no qualms, transcending its being. Disregarding the flesh and blood that defines its existence, it is no longer a pig, a hog, or a swine, just itself, a thing. A thing that needs to eat, surrounded by other things. The thin boundaries of species will not spoil the appetite of such a creature. Be like the pig. Okay? Is that the moral here? That we should be like the pig? Not worry about. Okay, we're gonna crawl. Be like the pig and not think so highly of ourselves. Just indulge and think of ourselves as another thing. Maybe. Oh, the other white me. What's the other white me? Are we the other white me? Rivers like clogged arteries. Dead pigs as far as the eye can see. That's what this is, after all, a meat grinder. A machine churning till its gears glisten and gleam. With lubricating fat, some jump head first into its auger. Others dragged, kicking and squealing, flung to its jaws like a sick piglet. Regardless, you've yet to earn the privilege of having lived, till you're minced by its cogs, fangs, and tusks. Oh no. Should we not all die now? We shouldn't have to wait, but I guess that's where the fun is. What use could you have in an existence beyond this anyway? Jeez. Piles and mountains of dead pigs. Oh, there's a statue of Jesus up there. You've seen the most wretched this world has to offer, and nothing else compares. And how could it? You had a hand in shaping it after all. You and every other ingrate and cheat alike. It's often said God built two heavens for all her creations. The first being her kingdom in the clouds, of course, and the second within a lake of fire. Two very different places for two very different kinds of people. But both heavens, nonetheless. In a circle racked with diseases primed to destroy or self-destruct, anywhere else is a cheap vacation. The place has gone to the pigs. A trough brimming with shit, piss, and flies, posterity. A trembling young mammal hogtied with barbed wire. A simmering pan of bacon fat over an open blue flame. This is not damnation, because one can't possibly deserve this. To endure this is to want it. You're beyond saving. You are a pig. Your hell is here. Okay. Yeah. So Earth is hell. I think. It kind of is, right? Okay, that's the game. HARAM, developed by and inspired by the works of Billy Woods. I think Stephen King was on there. That's interesting. And there's some artwork featured. Okay, it's all by Andres Serrano, I believe. Okay, so that's it. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And like, share, and subscribe or whatever. I don't know if this is going to appeal to that many people. It's on my channel, just because it's a lot darker than what I usually play. But I do like changing things up a little bit. I mean, of course, my whole channel is horror themed, but I think this is a little more serious. A lot of the stuff I play is just kind of laughable. But anyway, that's it. Yeah, I'll be back soon with more Horror games, okay? Peace.